So ever wondered what exactly should be included in the letter of recommendation? Are you aware of all the crucial elements that make it compelling? Or do you still have lingering doubts about this essential aspect? So this particular video, we're going to answer all these questions. Whether you're navigating the competitive world of academia or seeking exciting career opportunities, recommendation letters play a pivotal role in making a lasting impression. And especially that now you're set on a study abroad journey, an LOR or a letter of recommendation is very, very important. And it's very important to understand the key elements that make a great letter of recommendation essential, but also it should be sought in the right way. So here in this video, we'll guide you through the step-by-step process of getting or seeking a compelling letter of recommendation that can make a significant difference to your application packet. So while this video is actually tailored more towards a study abroad resume, study abroad LOR, but you can even pick up these points, and the same points can actually help you to plan for seeking an LOR even if you're going for other master programs, other courses, or even for a job. My name is Akshay Jalan and I have a decade of experience of working at IIT Bombay, wherein I had interaction with a lot of students and professors that helped me move ahead in my career journey. However, before coming to IIT, I had a very topsy-turvy career journey wherein there were a lot of challenges that I particularly faced. And on these challenges helped me to understand how that I had made a mistake in my life, and then with the learning at IIT Bombay and my certification in career guidance from NCDA actually helped me to craft my own journey as well as empower hundreds of students so that they can make a scientific and systematic decision with their career journey. And at Career Vision Hub, which is my organization, I help students to explore, discover, and grow in the career journey so that they can become a future leader and make their parents proud. Many of you are aspiring to go abroad, and in this whole process is quite detailed and cumbersome. Much of the students sometimes get confused, and to actually solve this problem, I have launched a course on study abroad formula as well. So if you want to know more about this course, you can check out the link in the description. Also, if you want to understand science of career selection and understand how to crack the career code, not only identifying the right career for yourself, but also the right mindset and the skill set, and also know more about how we can help you in a study abroad journey, I would suggest you to go to my website gakshay.com or careervisionhub.com. And we have a personalized profile building program that can help you with the end-to-end guidance in your study abroad journey, starting from identifying the universities, which exams to take, how to build your profile, which internships to do, SOP writing, LOR validation, and the visa processing. All those things can be taken care by our team. If you want to know more about it and you have any queries, you can send an email to cvhakshay@gmail.com. So let's jump in to understand the guidelines for seeking an LOR. The first is what needs to be included in a letter of recommendation. As a general measure, a writer must keep a check on the following elements which make for a great letter of recommendation. The first is understanding. So as a writer, you must be absolutely clear on what the letter is asking you about the applicant. So it is very important to understand the nature of the LOR. So there are a couple of questions that the LOR asks and seek answers for. So let me share with you some of these questions, and I'll also try to share this in a document. Like, what are the questions? Like, how long in and in what capacity have you known the applicant? What distinguishes the applicant from his or her peers? What does the applicant hope to achieve in his or her life? How fit is the applicant for the program or position that they've applied for? Are there any specific instances where you notice this fit? So what are some of the skills that the applicant is good at? What is your assessment of the applicant's work and interpersonal aspects? How does the applicant compare to other similar applicants you have taught or managed? What is your assessment about the applicant's future potential? So to what extent would you recommend the candidate for this program or position? Would you be comfortable answering additional questions in support of the candidate's application? So there are some of the questions. Sometimes the universities will put all these questions in a particular format or similar type of questions and share with the recommender, or they will ask you to actually share a PDF document about the recommendation, which should largely cover all these questions that I just mentioned. And I'll be sharing the list of these questions in a document also for your reference. Then comes the structure. So LOR resembles any other letter in its structure. It should be addressed to the reader, including an opening statement, followed by the body of the letter and a concluding statement. So this is important as to present a coherent and organized document. A good structure also implies sound understanding of writing, proper grammar, which also contributes to the credibility of the writer. Then comes content. So the content of your LOR rests on the objective with which you write the letter. So understand what the letter is typically asking you and answer it crisply. It's also important to be candid, often citing examples, and talk in detail about the various experiences or episodes that the applicant has gone through and the writer is aware of. So it is advisable to first make pointers of the content and then actually expand it into sentences or words. So a letter meant for example, a letter meant for a future job will of course talk more about work ethics, performance, and domain-specific insights that the candidate has showcased. For a study abroad, it will be important to actually understand the candidate's curricular, co-curricular, overall personality, as well as his academic credentials. Then comes the language. So sound grammar and appropriate positioning of content is a mandatory element of the LOR. It's very important to maintain a formal one and a neutral one. So imagine if a teacher writes a letter full of educational jargon for a job application at a non-educational organization. So while the content may be impressive, it is here that you might want to be very careful about what you write and how you write it. For what you write might be different from how the reader actually interprets it. Then comes story. This is the element that segregates great application letters from the good ones. So a story weaves the different paragraphs together and captures the interest of the reader. So if incorporated smartly, it can connect with the reader on much deeper level and could be very well be the defining dimension to the entire application. Then comes the tone. The tone of the letter makes a whole lot of difference. It's important for the writer to be humble, descriptive, and at the same time it will sound mature. So some of the pointers are like, you should use formal language, even though you have the flexibility to be informal, but please make it formal as much as possible. Don't go overboard with examples. It's good to be specific about certain things, but as a writer, you might want to be generic in approach unless asked specifically to do so. Maintain a friendly tone, open a dialogue and introduce yourself. The readers doesn't know you. However, don't step overboard with it. Also, neutrality is very important. Even if you wish to rave over the applicant's skills and potential or pitch a red flag with respect to the developmental need, it's very important to do so subtly. So now, who to ask for a letter of recommendation? So it's very important, these guidelines which I shared, you may be thinking that how it will actually help you, because you're not going to write the letter, it is going to be written by an applicant. So sometimes what happens is that many times, the many writers, they may actually seek for guidance of what kind of points you need to cover in the letter of recommendation. So here is where you can actually help them by sharing this particular video, or the points that you learned in this video you can share with the writer or your referrer to keep in mind all these points when they're crafting your letter of recommendation. So now, who to ask for letter of recommendation? So identifying a referee is the first step towards a great LOR. Although schools to mention if they want academic references or professional ones or a mixture of the two, knowing which professors or managers recommendation to get matters the most. So here are some of the pointers that will help you select your ideal referee. Select someone who knows you and appreciates the things you have done. Even if this person is not your HOD, principal or the CEO of your company, but can speak very well about the work you have done and the value system you stand out for, that's a better option than just looking for someone with a higher designation. Not seek a letter of recommendation to personal contacts. So not seek a letter of recommendation from a family member, a friend or acquaintance with whom you are personally related. Doing so might introduce bias in the letter, which might distort the whole point of seeking an LOR. Consider seeking a recommendation from the principal or vice principal. If you are a school student, or even if you are in college, seeking an undergraduate LOR, approach subject teachers for subjects you have fared well in, familiar with you for over a year, and your hobby teachers also, example sports, arts if relevant. And if you are applying for a degree in another discipline, then you can also take a recommendation from that particular something related to that. Suppose you want to get into an allied medical field, then you can even take a recommendation letter from someone who's teaching biology or chemistry. Also, you can also consider seeking a recommendation from the principal or vice principal if they can vouch for academic, co-curricular and leadership capabilities, especially if you are involved in the various leadership initiatives at the school. Then comes professors who mentored you on projects or dissertations are also ideal choices. So if you are a college student applying to graduate programs, ask professors in subjects related to your chosen field. For instance, if you are applying for a Masters of Law program, professors of legal theory or criminal law can provide more detailed letters compared to the head of the law department who may have limited contact with you. So professors who have actually mentored you on projects or dissertations are ideal choices, as they can write engaging letters based on their first-hand knowledge of your work outside the classroom. Then comes managing to get a recommendation from a client speaks volumes about your work. So if you are a professional looking to pursue a specialized graduate, business, law or a medicine program, you should approach your immediate managers, supervisors, or good idea would be to refrain from asking peers or juniors for recommendations unless there is a better option. If you can manage to get a recommendation from a client, then that speaks volumes about your work. Yeah, could be crucial. Requesting a letter is as much an art as writing one. So many people don't get it and end up asking the wrong people or at the wrong time. So a referee shouldn't be startled by an unprecedented mail sitting in their inbox when the school or recruiter decides to reach them out. It's very important that you inform them properly. So here is a simple 3-step process to get a great LOR. What is the 3-step process? First is tell the person you're applying for a program position and ask them if you could list them as a reference. It should not be a surprise for them. First you should take their permission. Tell them while you're approaching for the same. Tell them that you have planned to apply for this particular job or particular study abroad program, and then basically get that mail sent to them. Second, it's important for the writer to understand why you're applying for that particular program or position. Discuss your options, your ambitions, your way forward, and achievements with them. This will also give them a context for the letter that they're going to craft for you. There is follow up with them. Follow up is important, but again, don't go overboard in pushing them. Ask them when you can follow up with them. Give them at least sometime, minimum 10 to 15 days or even up to a month to craft the letter of recommendation, because generally these recommenders are actually very busy people. So, crafting a compelling letter of recommendation is a crucial step in your academic or professional journey. So, to ensure you create a standout LOR, remember the key elements: understanding the purpose, maintaining a well-structured format, tailoring content to the specific application, using appropriate language, incorporating a captivating story, and finally striking the right tone. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you sought recommendations from teachers, mentors, or employees yet? Write in the comment section what has been your experience when you try to seek a letter of recommendation. If you found this video interesting and you feel that it is going to help you in a study abroad journey, then please share it with someone whom you feel could be empowered by this video. Share it with like-minded students, parents, friends, etc. who could be empowered in the study abroad journey. So do press the like button also and subscribe to this channel so that the next video which I share on career guidance or study abroad formula comes straight to you. Thank you very much. All the best.